I was thinking about this yesterday. I was in the yoga studio and I was just taking my jacket off, taking my scarf off, folding the scarf just to leave it neat so that it doesn't wrinkle. I do this with my stuff. I'm very careful with my stuff, and I often think, God, I'm just being such a grandma. Like, why am I like this? But this is just, you know what? Ever since I have grown into myself, I like this. And I don't want to pretend that I'm not like this. And I actually prefer, I've realized, people who are like that as well. Like thinking about, yesterday I went into Hinge again, the dating app. I haven't been there in years. And my friend was like, oh, you need to get on it again. Let's just like make yourself visible. And I was thinking, I need to somehow communicate. Because you know what it is? It's self-respect. It's what it breaks down to. Taking care of your things, like having a house that's clean, or at least you're putting effort into it. Washing your clothes, being presentable. If I'm analyzing it, it's a sign of respecting yourself, your life, your body. And actually, I'm into everything that respects your body, such as not being greedy with food, for example, which I am, but it's something that I don't believe in. I think you shouldn't be selfish about your body or your things, your home, your people, taking care of your people. I think it all kind of comes hand in hand. I don't know, I don't want to say there's not a hard line there. But definitely taking care of your things, and not to the level of OCD, because I'm not like that. But I do like to have things tidy, organized, clean. You open my cupboards and they are moderately tidy and clean. And I feel like so often people see this as a sign of being uptight, or the way I dress sometimes, it can look very uptight, and I'm kind of preppy, and I do wear, expensive stuff, and when it's not expensive, it looks expensive. But that's the thing about being careful with things and treasuring things, is that that's what people call expensive, even though it's not. There's such a confusion there, because it seems like now it's all about wearing very expensive things in a very nonchalant way, which I agree with, but that usually translates to sloppy or dirty, or just leaving your expensive clothes on the dirty pub floor. I have a problem with that, and it also came up to me the other day because I went to this event, and it was in a pub, and I had the worst time, specifically because these pubs that they have in the UK, and I guess they are, cheap places, but it's not that they're cheap though, because I don't see the connection between being cheap and having an awfully set up, a decor. It feels very grubby, not welcoming. For me, it's very important, things like comfort. We were sitting on the floor the other day, and there was just something in the energy. I don't even want to say that it wasn't dirty per se, but these kind of bars that are sticky from beer, and it just smells like it hasn't been aired out. Another quality that comes into that category of taking care of your space is getting some fresh air in ventilation. I don't know why these things are associated to being uptight somehow, because for me, these things are the baseline. I grew up with my grandma, and we had a humble household, and we definitely did not live a life of luxury, but it felt like it. The way we did things and everything we did we took time. We spent a lot of time, for example, washing our clothes appropriately with all this homemade organic soap. And then we set the table before lunch, and then we washed the dishes all together. But like, we treated things as if they were very expensive. And I hate that we are using the word expensive, because expensive is not the word. We're treating things as if they were really important. And you know what? They are. Things are important. The things that you surround yourself with, whether it's your clothes or your plates or your furniture. I remember how we cleaned the furniture, and I would clean the glass table, and it was probably not an expensive glass table. But for me, it was just like this magical glass table, because we took so much, we gave so much attention to it. It's all about attention, care. So that's what I want to communicate, that the care, the attention, I really hope it comes back into fashion somehow, because that's me, and that's something that I've been able to kind of uncover. You know, I feel like as you grow and you learn and you have experiences, at first you want to attach yourself to all these other subcultures or people or tribes, ways of being. You identify the ones that are the cool ones, and you try to be like them. Like, I remember all this stage of my life where I would just like leave all the clothes on the floor, and that was like the cool thing to do. And I was honestly pretty dirty, and I reveled on it. Or like I wouldn't wash my things so much. And now it's like, no, I'm not comfortable in that environment. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be with people who are that way. If for example, I'm thinking of dating, I have never dated a guy who was that way. Actually, I have never liked that. I remember I dated one guy who was gorgeous, like model guy, and he was a little bit dirty. Like, when I say a little bit, I don't want to go into it, but he was dirty. I went one time to his house and I never went back. Everything else about it was amazing, but I can't. And I'm sorry, this makes me a mom. You know, this is always the impression that I get, oh, you're so prim and proper, as in / uptight. I don't care, and it's not true. I don't see the connection, honestly, with respecting and taking care and making time and giving attention. All of these things in my book are really good things. It comes back to being able to value what you've got, what you want in people's qualities. I'm starting to put the dots together, you know? And that makes me feel very satisfied and very tranquil. Because yes, this is the way it is, and I like it this way. And I have identified that now. And I'm able to express it. And really, it changes nothing, because actually, the people that I've always been with were these kind of people who value these same kind of things. So nothing lost, and I'm just not gonna get distracted with things that I'm really not interested in and that are contrary to popular opinion, or controversially. I would say that is what's superficial, when you don't take care of things, when you don't care about things being nice. That is superficial. It's much deeper to care. Those are my morning thoughts.